Hey, everybody, welcome to Community Focus. It's Thursday. Faith, another Thursday, another Georgia city that we're highlighting today. Where are we at today?
We are in Statesboro today, down there in middle Georgia.
Yeah, as you head down 16, I don't know, it's Statesboro, maybe South Georgia. It may have just crept over the middle line. I don't know. Cynthia, do you consider Statesboro middle Georgia or South Georgia?
Or south. It's actually east.
Southeast Georgia. All right. Yeah. So Cynthia's going to be with us talking on our human trafficking spotlight. Cynthia Smith out of Darkness. Shirley Jeter. Shirley.
Hi.
I used to take my CNG car, fill up there in Statesboro. Do you consider it South Georgia or Middle Georgia?
I'm gonna go with Cynthia, Southeast Georgia.
Southeast. Okay. We're going to be talking to Shirley. First Transit, a company based out of Cincinnati, about some of the cool things they're doing, especially their use of biodiesel. Shirley, great to have you on today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, Philip Clayman is a coffee roaster. Philip, I'm a coffee drinker every day of my life, at least after 20. So we're anxious to hear about some of your coffee beans, how you roast them. I don't think you want to try this at home, but great to have you on the show today.
Pleasure to be here, Commissioner Echols. Thank you.
And John Scott with Bullock Telephone. John, man, always good to catch up with you. You guys are doing such a great job of serving folks down in that area. Do you consider Statesboro South Georgia or Middle Georgia?
I consider it the heart of the state.
What an answer.
Oh, man. Are you running for political office?
It's the best place there is to live in the state, no doubt. I'm not sure directionally what you would determine it to be.
So, John, a lot of folks don't know that the Public Service Commission, and I'm Tim Echols, I'm Vice Chair of the Public Service Commission, coming to you from the Public Service Commission, as is my assistant, Faith, who's over in our conference room. So we're both here at a pretty much empty building still today. Our staff, they're working hard. They're just not in the building. John, the Public Service Commission regulates your company and a lot of other small phone companies. Why is that?
Well, I think we're just trying to provide affordable, high-quality service to those in the rural areas. Of course, the nature of communications is a two-way street. And for someone in Atlanta, Georgia, in the metro area to be able to call and communicate to those in the rural area is of vital importance. And in the year of a pandemic, it's never been more important.
I guess you guys have seen your connectivity increase, your internet usage, in terms of bandwidth increase and spike. What has it been like over the pandemic running a communication company?
Well, it's been interesting. We've run pretty well 100% since day one. We had a few glitches in the beginning trying to figure out how we were going to be safe and protect both our employees and our subscribers. We navigated that in just a couple of weeks. We've made a lot of modifications to our work schedules, a lot of safety protocols put in place like everywhere else, but we really never shut down. So, the nature of communications, of course, is that it has to be 24/7. And we did everything that we could to continue to serve in that way. I'm just super proud of the work that our guys have done. We, of course, grew our subscribership during the pandemic because of the work from home and the school from home. It was, in a strange sort of a way, great for the communications business. And we're 100% fiber here, so it was even better because we were able to meet the bandwidth demands of everybody that we serve.
John, I think a lot of folks aren't aware of just how superior fiber optic is in terms of not having to then go back and rebuild again later, right? So we're, by having the fiber, you're really keeping the area from having to then subsidize another technology in the future, right?
Yeah, we think it's the most future-proof way to build a network. Obviously, we've got fiber in our network that's over 30 years old at this point. A lot of it was put in the late 80s for internodal connectivity between offices. But we actually completed fiber to the home for all of our subscribers in 2011. I can't 100% substantiate it as being a fact, undisputable fact, but I believe that we were the first company in the U.S. to actually serve every single customer with fiber.
You know, I'm seeing more EMCs get in the broadband business. The legislature passed a bill and gave us the responsibility of determining the pole attachment fees and the terms and conditions. But I was just this week over in Putnam County, where Tri-County EMC will be taking fiber to every single one of their members. So I really have a lot of hope, for unserved areas and underserved areas, that the EMCs are really going to be a life changer for so many people in terms of their connectivity.
Yeah, I think that definitely the rural market has been super challenged by the ability to deploy a robust technology out there. And the EMCs probably have a good, a good way to try to put that out there. We're hoping that there are going to be some strategic partnerships with the telephone communications providers that are already in the state, and we're looking for a lot of progress to be made in that area.
Hey, John, before we go, Statesboro is growing, and there's so many Metro Atlanta kids that go to school down there. I mean, it's not like it was when I was at UGA in '78, where Georgia Southern was just a South Georgia school. Now, I mean, Metro Atlanta's coming to Statesboro. They're becoming Eagles. And, how do you see the area continuing to grow? I mean, what are some of the highlights that you're proud of?
Well, it's starting to have the bigger town feel, but it's still hometown. I mean, everybody still knows everybody. Your friends and your neighbors, you find them on the street. But it's a unique community in that there's actually 3 colleges in town. It's not all just Georgia Southern, although Georgia Southern is the driver. But we have arts and entertainment that most small communities don't have. We've got, it's a central marketplace for the surrounding county. So there's a lot of traffic coming and going into town for that, as well as, industrial growth here. So we're just blessed to live here and blessed to be able to serve a vibrant and growing community. It's just, we can't ask for more.
Well, I want to thank you, John, for all you do at Bullock Telephone, your staff, the folks that are climbing on poles and putting themselves in danger, the great service that you provide, fiber to every home. Kudos to you guys. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Faith.
Thanks, John.
Hey, Faith, we're going to bring Cynthia into the conversation. Every week, we put an emphasis on fighting human trafficking. Cynthia Smith from Out of Darkness. Faith, we've been promoting this organization a long time.
We have, yeah. We've had them on the Unholy Tour several times, and they've been amazing partners. They're on the statewide human trafficking task force with us, and they've been fantastic in this space.
Hey, Cynthia, Out of Darkness, how did it get started?
Yeah, so in 2011, Jeff Shaw, he's a young attorney. He was a young attorney in Atlanta. He learned about human trafficking. He's still young, but learned about human trafficking and had this vision of having a hotline number. Like, what if there was a hotline number that women could call anytime, day or night, from any place, and have someone go pick them up and take them to a safe home. So that's how it started there. And he also had the vision of, he realized that it wasn't just an Atlanta issue. Human trafficking wasn't just in Atlanta, it was in every city, and just really had a vision from the beginning that there would be other Out of Darkness launches throughout the country. And so in 2014, in 2013, there were several people from the area who went and participated in Princess Night. and then came back to Middle Georgia and were like, where are the women, and is anybody doing this particular thing? Are they going into the dark places and letting them know that there's hope? And there wasn't. And, we found that there wasn't. So we connected with Out of Darkness Atlanta, talked to them several times. A group started forming because there were people who wanted to actually do something hands-on, go to speak with women who were trapped in the commercial sex industry. And so Atlanta graciously agreed to make us their first chapter. And so then there's also a chapter in Columbus, Ohio, and there are chapters that are going to be launched throughout the country soon, probably 2, maybe a couple this year. And yeah, so that's the vision, because, just to have a hotline number that women can call anytime. And,
Cynthia, one of my daughters went on a Princess Night out to Fulton Industrial Boulevard, just on the Fulton Cobb line, and was in a van sitting, in the second seat. Had a man driving, a buff man, strong enough to protect those ladies. And there were women working in the ministry in the vehicle, and they would drive up to, allegedly a prostitute walking on the street and get out. The women would get out and they would have a conversation with her. And that night, they basically said, hey, if you ever want to leave this and escape this life, we want to help you. And she said, I want to leave. And I think her pimp was over in the close vicinity. She got in the van and off they went. And she was plopped down next to my daughter. And my daughter, as she bug-eyed heard this story that this woman told of abuse and rape and all the things that had happened in her life, it really just gave my daughter a vision for being a part of the solution. And I can't say exactly where my daughter is working now. I'll just say that it's in the Justice Department, but she's now working every day to end it, to end human trafficking, to end the abuse of children. And I'm so proud of her and so grateful to Out of Darkness for what you all did to give my own child the experience there, to have her decide, I'm going to give my life to doing this. So you're Cynthia, you're in the Middle Georgia office. Y'all have an Atlanta office and a Middle Georgia office. Is human trafficking happening in Middle and South Georgia?
Oh, absolutely. We've had, since our launch in 2014, we've had 140 rescues just from Middle Georgia. And we have encountered 3,000 plus individuals through our outreaches, which is Princess Night, street outreach, hotel outreach, strip club outreach, jail outreach. And our very first outreach was truck stop outreach. That was, we're unique. That's unique to our chapter. So we've had 3,000 plus encounters with individuals who are potentially, trapped in the commercial sex industry. So absolutely, we encounter them all the time.
So Cynthia, one of the things that I feel like sets Out of Darkness kind of apart from some of the other nonprofits that we work with is that Out of Darkness focuses also on the demand side of the trafficking issue. Can you explain a little bit about what demand side means and how Out of Darkness addresses that issue?
Yeah, well, one thing, pornography is the gateway to human trafficking. And so that is one thing. We raise awareness concerning that, do a teaching on it. Just people are not aware. If you consume pornography, then you are supporting human trafficking. And that is a shocker to many people just to hear that, because they think, oh, I would never do that. I would never purchase sex from a woman. But if you're supporting pornography, then you are enabling that woman to be trafficked.
Wow. Cynthia, just last question here. Have you seen any rescues or done any rescues in these brothels that are disguised as massage parlors? I know there's a bunch of them all along the interstate down your way. Have you all seen any success in being able to rescue some of the Asian women who sometimes are just living there, right? They've got their passports locked up in some vault. They're in some kind of indentured servitude where they're working to pay off their flight, and the owner of the brothel slash spa he's getting a fee for people coming in, a lot of truckers coming in there, and then she's getting tips for sex acts that she's performing, and really, in my opinion, being extorted to do. Have you seen any rescues in those places?
Yeah, no, we don't particularly do outreach there. We have not, but a few years before Out of Darkness started in Middle Georgia, there was a huge rescue. There was law enforcement that was involved, and there was a huge rescue from the Asian massage parlors in Middle Georgia in Macon. So.
Wow. My good friend David Cook is the DA down in Warner Robins, and he's been involved in some of those as a DA. So kudos to him. Well, Cynthia, thanks for all you're doing out there. God bless you, and may God continue to provide the needed support for you guys to continue to grow around the country.
Thanks for having me.
And hey, why don't you introduce our next guest, because he's been helpful to you guys.
Yes, he has. We'll be happy to do that. Philip Clayman is the owner of Three Tree Coffee Roasters in Statesboro, and they have been a partner with us for several years. I believe the first time I went there and shared about Out of Darkness was on your 1-year anniversary. And so anyway, they have partnered with us throughout, and just recently helped us in a really big way to raise some funds for a van. So
awesome. Philip, man, thanks so much. Cynthia, good to see you. Thank you for being on today. Hey, Philip, I'm a big coffee drinker. I mean, I'm not too loyal to the beans that I use. It's normally whatever Publix has a buy one, get one free. You just need the caffeine, to really get started. My coffee maker goes off at 5:04 a.m., 10 cups. And I split those 10 cups with my wife. So I have 5, she has 5. And without it, I'm very slow. So you guys, you buy your own beans, roast them, grind them, all that stuff?
That's right. Yep. We get beans from all around the world. We currently have beans from Colombia, Ethiopia, Peru, Bolivia. We just talked with someone yesterday about coffees from Burundi and Kenya. So we get it from all around the world and roast it right here in Statesboro.
Wow.
That's so cool.
And how did you find out about the work that Cynthia and Out of Darkness is doing, and why did you want to get involved?
Yeah, well, kind of like you shared, Commissioner, with your daughter, I think for many people, whenever you have a face-to-face encounter with a victim, it stands out a lot more than some of the statistics. I had known a lot of the statistics for many years, and my wife and I in 2013 were in Indonesia and actually met someone who was a victim of sex trafficking. And it's probably one of the only nights of my life that I didn't sleep. Literally the whole night, I just remember laying there awake thinking, wow, what if that was someone I knew? Why does that even matter? It's a human being that we're talking about. And it really shook me, and it shook my wife as well. And we left that encounter saying, you know what, no matter what we do, no matter what arena we work in, no matter what industry we work in, we just want to be a part of the solution. And whether it's a small way, big way, we just want to be a part of the solution. And so we ended up starting a coffee roasting business, and that was kind of the medium where we wanted to address that. There actually is a lot of labor trafficking within the coffee industry and other ag commodity industries like tea and cocoa. So there was also some correlation there with just choosing a product where we could buy things ethically and feel good about the way we buy. But in terms of Out of Darkness, we just got connected with them early on and loved them. I love what they stand for, love what they do. They're authentic, they're genuine, they're doing a good thing. And so we just try to get them funds, try to get them awareness, do whatever we can just to support their ministry.
Wow, there's not enough. I don't want to get started on this, but there's not a harsh enough punishment in my mind for human traffickers who essentially ruin the life of these women. I mean, they never stop needing psychological counseling, I'm told, and they many of them die early because they've got diseases, because of what they've been forced to do, and we just no mercy. And I'm so glad our governor and our first lady, has made this a real issue. Philip, I mean, you've got the roasting company there in Statesboro. Let me ask you about COVID, the impact on your business, and how you guys have survived through this time.
Boy, we're grateful we survived through this time. It was, we're in a university town, and so we're very heavily dependent on student populations and student demographic as a customer base, and they all left town in mid-March, not to come back for quite some time. And so we saw sales drop in about 4 weeks by about 70%. Even worse, we had just purchased our second coffee shop location in Pooler, Georgia, near Savannah, 1 week on March 7th, 1 week before the pandemic really blew up. So terrible timing there. And we really just hit a pretty difficult place, but it was neat. In the middle of April, we had a conversation with our team, our group of owners, and we said, and our group of managers, and we said, you know what, did the mission change at all? Even though sales are down and things are hard, we still have a mission, we still have a purpose, and we want to still walk that out. And so that really helped us have momentum throughout the year, just to keep getting creative, keep trying. Our team came up with some incredible ideas, and we ended up making it through. And that led us to September time, when we decided we want to try and do our biggest fundraiser yet in the hardest year to be a small business. Why not, right? Let's just go big or go home. And so we decided for our 5-year anniversary to try and raise $5,000 out of darkness. And I'm super, super grateful for the community that supported us, and we were successful in that to help get them fund a van for them.
So I want to know, Philip, how do I get some of your coffee? Do I have to come to Statesboro? Do you ship? How do I get a hold of some of that?
Yeah, we have an online store at 3treecoffee.com where you can buy, and we ship all over the U.S. Commissioner, if you drink 10 cups a day, would love to make you a loyal 3 Tree coffee drinker. But yeah, we have an online store and can ship anywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Philip, thank you for what you're doing down there. I will do this. The next time I'm in Statesboro, I will have my meeting at your place. In fact, my buddy Shirley, who's going to be our next guest, she and I and the mayor have gotten together for lunch a couple of times, Mayor of Statesboro, at a vegetable place. So Shirley, we've got to do our meeting at Philip's place next time. All right, Philip, do you have any like scones or pastries or anything like that I can partake of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we do a lot of baked goods in-house. We have a lot of gluten-free, dairy-free items. We got muffins, kolaches, which is like an Eastern European sweetbread. We got biscuit sandwiches. We got the works.
Yeah, I'll probably go with a biscuit sandwich. Cheese, eggs, maybe sausage. You got any sausage?
Oh yeah.
I'm a big sausage guy. Okay, Philip, thank you so much, man. It's good to have you on. We'll see you at the coffee shop next time I'm in Statesboro. Thanks a lot.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, great. Hey, Shirley.
Hey.
So good
Hi.
to see you. Shirley works with First Transit. And for those of you that know me, you know that I've been an alternative fuel vehicle freak since I've gotten to the commission. So my first was a CNG, compressed natural gas, Honda Civic. It was a 1998 model, just a little plain white car that I had emblazoned. The media said that I emblazoned my name on the car. But I had a little CNG symbol. Yes, my name was on the car. But Shirley, I was unable to make it to Savannah without stopping in Statesboro and filling up my natural gas car at the Statesboro facility there. You guys have been involved. First Transit has really been a leader in alternative fuel, haven't you?
Yes, we are, and we still are. We actually are. First Transit is the largest private sector provider of mobility solutions in North America. We move more than 300 million passengers annually in transportation. With Georgia Southern, we have like 33 universities under our belt. So we started here. This was back in 2005 when you were coming back and forth, 2005, 2007. We started here with a fleet of natural gas vehicles. It was 12 natural gas vehicles, and we had our own natural gas fueling station, which I don't know if you know, the city of Statesboro is actually utilizing that natural gas station now to fuel all of their natural gas vehicles. But now we'll currently have a fleet of 18 biodiesel Eldorados buses. But First Transit, like you said, is leading the way in innovation and having executed about.
Yeah, Faith, having B20
10 autonomous shared vehicle pilot programs in. Say that again.
Yeah, so we're losing you, Shirley, with some internet. We need to get you on that Bullock telephone fiber down there. I think.
I know, John. Hey, tell John I expect a phone call from me.
Yeah, I mean, it is superior. I know for a fact that you're not on it, and that's not your fault. But I think it's almost worth moving your office into their service territory, just to get their fiber. But Faith, B20 is 20% biodiesel, and we featured a guest from Monroe who makes this stuff. Right? They make it out of French fry oil, vegetable oil, chicken grease, and I want to say this because we have a lot of cities that eventually view this video, and a lot of these cities are setting these 100% clean energy goals. And I'm going to tell you that there's nothing wrong with a 20% biodiesel fuel mixture, because you don't have to just go 100% to be doing a good deed. 20% biodiesel means that you are only using 80% pure diesel pulled up out of the ground, and these vehicles have a very hard time running on 100% biodiesel. It will void the warranty, Shirley, on some of these vehicles. 20%
absolutely
is the tolerance range for this, right?
Yes, it is. And the vehicles that we use are made from recycled vegetable oil here in Statesboro, so it's at 20%.
Yeah. So, I am a big biodiesel fan. I'm an all of the above alternative fuel fan. I like E85 for vehicles made out of number 2 corn in Camilla, Georgia, at an ethanol plant, trucked by a Georgia trucker, sold by a Georgia gas station like Racetrack, and folks that are watching up in Norcross or Brazelton or Conyers. Those Racetrack stations are selling at a yellow handle pump. They're selling E85. And if your car says fuel on the back, you can run E85. And a lot of the state vehicles have it. Faith, I ran that E85 in my state Impala that I had before I got the Chevy Volt here. And I've had 3 electric vehicles and the natural gas vehicle. Surely I even went and got a propane van. And ran my volunteers around in a propane van.
Funny you mentioned the electric vehicles. First Transit have partnered and have a collaboration with Next Year Energy Resources, and so we aim to foster an innovation of zero emission vehicles, making sure that the communities have a choice in clean energy vehicles.
Yeah. Well, thanks for what you're doing. You guys are doing a fantastic job all around the country with First Transit, Shirley. I appreciate our relationship going way back to 2011. You've been a good friend. So God bless you and your work down there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, John Scott, good to have you on. You need to get her on Bullock telephone fiber.
I've already sent the chat message out.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cynthia, my favorite beans in town, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We use Bullock telephone at our shop, and we love it. You need good internet at a coffee shop, so appreciate that.
Whoa, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cynthia, keep up the great work at Out of Darkness, and I know that many women are going to have their life restored and changed because of your great work. Thank you. Philip, keep up the great work out there. We love to see entrepreneurs and wish for your success. Faith, where are we going next week?
Next week, we'll be in Decatur. And then the week after that, we'll be in Fairburn, and then back in Doraville, back into Cobb County. So kind of staying more in the metro area for the next couple weeks.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. Folks, you can find the replay at Twitter, all of my Facebook pages, and YouTube, my YouTube channel, of course. God bless you all. Have a great day.
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.